Once again, we will gather as the Lower Susquehanna Synod and Assembly. We're gathering under a theme of healing of the nations, Christ healing for a broken world. The symbol of our synod is the tree of life, taken from this passage in the book of Revelation. On either side of the river is the tree of life with its 12 kinds of fruit, producing its fruit each month. And the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. We'll be exploring ways that we can bring about healing in this broken world. And I'm excited that we'll be joined by the Reverend Phil Hirsch, Executive Director of Christian Community and Leadership for the ELCA, as our ELCA representative. And from our synod, the Reverend Michael Yusenko will serve as chaplain, and the Reverend Tom McKee will be our parliamentarian. I'm looking forward to being with you in May for our Edification Day, and then May 31st and June 1st as we gather as a synod.
Synod Assembly Edification Day will be held on Saturday, May 18th via Zoom. The business session begins Friday evening, May 31st, and continues on Saturday, June 1st. Friday evening is by Zoom. June 1st, we gather together in person at St. Matthew Evangelical Lutheran Church, 839 West Market Street, York, Pennsylvania, 17401. Please send voting members. 2 lay members elected by each congregation, typically one of whom shall be a man and one of whom shall be a woman, shall be voting members. 45% of the voting members should be men and 45% women. For a larger congregation, that is, congregations that have more than 500 baptized members, an additional lay person can attend as a voting member. That person should preferably be youth, young adult, or a person of color or whose primary language is other than English. We ask that any congregation wishing to send multiple voting members of the same gender contact the Synod Secretary before registering. The 2023 Synod Assembly adopted a new bylaw for congregations to elect additional lay voting members beyond those first 2 from a congregation. Those voting members could be youth, young adults, persons of color, or those whose primary language is other than English. Voting members are expected to attend all Synod Assembly meetings, that is May 31st and June 1st, and Edification Day on May 18th. Registration for Synod Assembly opens March 1st. The early bird registration period ends March 31st. Registration is available online. Voting members must be registered by April 30th. There is a late fee to register after April 30th. There will be no on-site registration available. If you wish to seek a refund for a registration, please do not seek the refund through PayPal. Instead, contact the Synod Treasurer's Office. Edification Day will be held via Zoom and will feature a keynote with Dr. Lee from Matete Lutheran Hospital in the Conde Diocese and a message from Dr. Rhonda Brandon, Senior Vice President and Chief Human Resources Officer for Duke University Health System. Non-voting members who would like to attend Edification Day may do so by registering and paying a $25 fee. For the first evening of business, please consider using a computer or watching the sessions with a group on a larger screen. Conferences or congregations may want to host watch parties to help each other with questions and technological issues. This way will not be conducive for Edification Day if you want to attend different forums. Each voting member will need a separate device for voting, such as a smartphone or a tablet. We will be using the Vivox app again this year to do voting. Please make sure your device can download the app. To use Vivox, you do not need to register or provide any credit card information. Digital instructions with the Zoom link and voting credentials will be provided through email a few days before the business session of the Assembly. Please do not share these instructions with others. We look forward to seeing you at Synod Assembly.
Each conference will elect a conference secretary this year. Newly elected secretaries will be installed at the Synod Assembly. The Synod Assembly will elect a Synod Vice President, Synod Council members, voting members to the 2025 ELCA Churchwide Assembly, and nominees to the ELCA Church Council. All persons nominated from the floor must have given prior consent to be nominated, and they must submit the nominee information form no later than 8:15 a.m. on Saturday morning. The deadline for submitting memorials and resolutions is April 30th, 2024. Please refer to the guidelines for memorials and resolutions available on the Synod Assembly page of our website. Please keep the whereas clauses to a minimum, since they will not be read aloud at the Assembly. If there are budgetary implications, please consult with the Synod Treasurer's Office and be sure to include that information in the resolution. If you have further questions, please contact my office.
The Synod Assembly is a time when we have the opportunity to gather as the whole Synod to experience how it is that we are church together. It's a great opportunity to learn and to connect with the larger church. It's a chance to experience how our friends and colleagues are proclaiming the gospel. I am looking forward to being there with you. It is also a great opportunity for holy humor. I'll see you there.